Today we'll be trying out Jersey Mike's for the very first time. I'm super excited for this one. Word on the streets is that it's one of the best sandwich spots that you can get. Where I live, all we have is Subway and Quiznos. They're both, I'd say mid-tier. So I'm looking for that next level of sandwich shop, and I feel like this might be it. Well, I got my fingers crossed at least. This came out to about 85 bucks. We got, let me just say 5 different sandwiches. I did make a little mistake, but I will explain that here in a second. We also have a Diet Pepsi, but hopefully I got at least some of the classics. Let me show you what I'm working with. So as you can see right off the bat, these don't have much extension back there. These are all cut in half. So this is 5 different sandwiches. These are all regular size. I also had a giant size. This one and this one, these are both the Club Supreme. I meant to get one of these as a club sub, but you know, usually the restaurant would be messing up my order. Today, I messed up my order like an idiot. That being said, these are a little bit different. One of them is Mike's Way with their hot pepper relish, and the other one is kind of my way. Don't worry, I did get the rest of them Mike's Way. So yeah, Club Supreme, another Club Supreme, and then right here we have a very simple but delicious looking turkey and provolone sandwich. That is Mike's Way. And so is this. This is the OG Italian. That's a lot of meat, man. That's looking mighty fine. And then last but not least, I had to get the Mike's Famous Philly, just straight up how it is. And I got all these on white bread. And I didn't get any chips. They had a pretty small, like very basic chip selection. Here's what I'd say, Mike's, if they had house chips, I would have definitely got them. But could call it blasphemy, but I can eat a sandwich without chips. Let me start over on this end. Once again, because this could get a little bit confusing, this is the Club Supreme, and this one is BenDeen's Way. Everything's kind of an amalgamation in there, but we got lettuce, we got pickles, we got onions, we got tomatoes, we got bacon on there, mayo, brown mustard, and then this has Swiss cheese, roast beef, and I believe that's turkey on there as well. They're using very, finely diced lettuce here, which I think is the go-to move for these kind of sandwiches. Although right off the bat, these sandwiches are a bit messy, but man, let me tell you what, this is passing the smell test. It smells absolutely delicious in here. So going in, first bite of the BenDeen's Way. And I guess if you want to see what Mike's Way is on this one and this one, you're gonna have to wait and find out. You know what I'm saying? So BenDeen's Way, Club Supreme, going in. It's over. Yeah, no, wow. Okay. One bite in, I know what you might be thinking. That's too quick of a reaction. This is what I always used to think when I used to watch, shows on Food Network and whatnot. They take one bite, before they even chewed it. But let me tell you, it's kind of a real thing, especially when all you've had is subpar sandwiches for the last 10 years. That right there is next level. The bacon on there is mighty fine, crispy. Everything's coming through. Everything is shining. Oh, I got some good bacon. Applewood smoked, I do believe. The roast beef is nice. The cheese is nice. Maybe I should have saved this for last since it is my way. I love pickles, I love mayo, and I love mustard on a sandwich. And those elements are all coming through real nice. I hope I'll have the same enthusiasm once I get going to the more classic Mike's Way. But let me try this other one real quick, the other Club Supreme. Now this one is technically standard. I believe it's basically Mike's Way, but it does have mayo, that comes standard. And I did add the hot pepper relish on this, so it should have a different little zing to it. Going in. Oh, wow. That one's hitting different. A little bit messy, Mike. Where are you at right now, Mike? No, it is a little bit messy. It's not really passing the hand test. I do like a clean eat when I eat sandwiches, but sometimes I guess it does depend on the sandwich. But if you're going out to lunch and you're getting these sandwich fingers, as I like to call them, salad fingers, other people like to call them, this smell, at least with Subway, can stay on your fingers all day. So we'll see about that. But the hot pepper relish or whatever that is, shout out to my boy Real Till, he recommended that. It's fire. It's a real good element on this one. And this one, like I said, I guess I can talk about Mike's Way now, because this is essentially Mike's Way, except the mayo and the relish. So Mike's Way is a key 7 ingredients, I believe: lettuce, tomato, onions, salt, oregano, olive oil, and red wine vinegar, which is a pretty foreign concept to me, to be honest with you. They don't really have that Subway. The only other sandwich place that I've had, like a big chain, quite a few times is Jimmy John's. I had that a lot when I was staying in the dorms for one semester. And I don't ever remember getting like olive oil or vinaigrette or red wine vinegar or whatever, salt, oregano. I'd never ever remember putting that on a sandwich. But let me tell you what, it's working real nice. I didn't know if I would like it, but let me just tell you right now, by the end of this meal, I might start loving it, because it gives that extra little tang that you don't usually, I mean, I think it's a classic thing to do on a classic, maybe Northeastern style sandwich like this, but yeah, growing up, never had it. The bread, I don't know if I mentioned that as well. Real good bread, real solid. Again, I gotta mention, it's messy, y'all. I don't know if this is just this place, but when I was like unpacking these, I'm like, damn, this is already getting a bit messy. Out of these two, these are both, like I said, Club Supremes. Man, that's tough. I think if I were to go here, when I get Subway back at home, I get the exact same thing every single time, for the most part. Here, I would be switching up, I think, a lot. All right, let me just separate these, because even I'm getting a little confused here. So we have the turkey and provolone on the Way, Mike's Way. And then next, after that, we have the OG Italian, Mike's Way as well. Again, I don't mean to always be talking about, oh, where I live, but turkey's like breast deli meat is not really a thing. It's hard to get. You can probably find it online, but that's about it. And so it's very uncommon. And I love turkey breast on sandwiches, so I'm really looking forward to this, even though it does seem pretty simple. This, as far as I know, it has all the Mike's Way ingredients that I just said, plus turkey, plus provolone, and that's pretty much it, but a good helping of turkey on there. What? Damn. That is some flavorsome turkey. I don't know if I've said it yet, but everything is mighty fine. I am shocked at that turkey coming through. This is like the perfect sandwich that, like when you're, for, all occasions, you can just never go wrong with something like that. It's giving me throwbacks to like, I don't know, like being on a plane. I don't know if that makes any sense. Everything working well for a simple sandwich like this. But the star is really shining. Like, you can't really taste the turkey that much on these Club Supremes. You can definitely taste the flavor on this one. And the cheese is coming through. The cheese is actually coming through a little bit better on this one. That is another complaint, actually. This is a small nitpick, I'd say. But they don't have many options for cheeses. Basically, it's like provolone or Swiss. So I would have liked to see an orange cheddar type of dealio, but it is what it is. All right, now this one probably has It's probably the most classic. It's the OG Italian. This has, and this is what I get from Subway mostly. It's the Italian BMT. This one has pepperoni and salami on it. It also has like prosciutini, and it also has gabagool on it. So you can't really go wrong with all those meats. They're all, you know, classic, maybe Italian style, you know, cold cut type of deal. And yeah, I feel like I've been talking way too much in this video. Trust me, I'm completely dead sober, but I'm just that hyped. I'm just that hyped about Jersey Mike's right now, all right? Come on. Wow. That's an Italian right there. All right. Here's what I gotta say for this one. When you're taking that bite through each individual layer of meat and all the other toppings, ingredients on there, it's an experience. I know what you're thinking. Yeah, you're going way too overboard on these sandwiches, bro, but I'm really telling you, you can almost like taste each layer and it's a mouthfeel type of deal. On top of the flavor. Oh man. Someone tell me why Subway is still in business. I don't know what's really going on with that, because I feel like there's just better sandwich spots out there, but Subway is like it's like the top chain, or one of the top 2 or 3 chains in the world. So that's blowing my mind right now. It's very mysterious. This was a little bit pricey, I guess, but I think it's worth it, at least for this video. Let me try the last sandwich here before it gets too late. I should have probably eaten this one first, since this is the only hot sandwich that I got, the Mike's Famous Philly. I didn't customize this in any way. It just has red and green peppers. It has obviously the Philly cheesesteak. This one has white American and onions caramelized. And they do have a few more things on their cold menu, a few more things on their hot menu, but their hot menu is basically just some types of variations of a cheesesteak, a chicken, buffalo chicken cheesesteak, whatever, a cheesesteak with jalapenos or something. But I just decided to get one and keep it classic, although this kind of does look like a jalapeno right here, but who knows, going in. This is green pep. Oh, come on, man. The flavors, the textures, the mouthfeel, hate to use that word, but you got to with this type of thing. It's just, everything is so on point. It almost feels like they're using a different bread on this, but I don't know. I was skeptical. This actually surprised me at how good this is tasting right now. I thought this might be, you know, oh, you're supposed to eat it hot, and I've been recording already, trying to set everything up for like 27 minutes. This doesn't taste like a 27-minute old plus delivery time sandwich right now, man. Come on. Look, I don't know. I didn't do any research on like what kind of ingredients this place is using, but they all feel like good ass ingredients. It all feels as fresh as possible as it can be. You know, with some of those sandwich places, it could be sitting there all damn day. I don't know if I've had a cheesesteak with peppers on it for a long minute. So that's killing me right now. There is something like a little bit tangy on that last bite. Maybe they did sneak something in there that I don't know. It almost tasted like a jalapeno or banana pepper or something. Not very sure what was going on there, but I don't mind it at all. Only appeared in that last bite, which is a little bit strange, but yeah, I maxed right through that one. This one was also smaller than the other ones for some reason, but yeah, their ingredients. I used to work at a place in high school. Occasionally I would have to make sandwiches. It's like a like a little grocery store slash deli slash bakery. Not so much of a deli, but they had a bunch of cheeses and stuff like that. And I had a sandwich station that I manned for a while. And I think it was safe enough how they stored the cold ingredients and toppings and stuff, but it would just sit in there all damn day. Probably doing the same thing here, but it just hits diff. And let me tell you this. Here's another thing I was skeptical of. I was like, I want to try as many things as I can, first time trying it, but I don't know how much of a difference can these cold sandwiches be, but they're all so different. Even if you go here and try something, you're like, oh, that's a good sandwich, let me try it again, let me double down. I would recommend exploring the full menu on here. At least I would. This, only problem. So beware. A couple more things I would try if, you know, if I could fit it on this table, or if I could, you know, I didn't really want to spend more than about 85 bucks, but they had a tuna sandwich that looked good. Like a BLT that I'm curious about. But I'm pretty happy with this order, except that damn mistake. I was trying to do the my way with the pickles and the mustard on the club sub, because that looked closest to the sandwich that I would make if I had free reign of their shop. So let me just give a shout out to that sandwich real quick. This club sub, I think, had same Applewood smoked bacon, turkey, ham, provolone, I believe. So it's kind of like this, except obviously no roast beef, and then it had ham. But oh, that bacon, I was sleeping on their bacon too. Don't sleep on it. For me, definitely one of those spots that completely makes you forget about your drink. But maybe it's because my hands are so slippery right now, I wouldn't be able to open it. Be looking like a fool up here. Oh no. But I think this is gonna work out. I think I'll be able to eat half of each sandwich, save the other halves for my wife and tomorrow. Yeah. And sorry, again, I think if you're this deep into this video, you probably don't care, but my last video, sorry about the clickbaitiness of it. I just wanted to, like, what's the best way I can announce that I'm still in New York City for another month and get your ideas? You know, I hate doing it, but sometimes you got to, I guess. Maybe not, but there are people like, what happened? Like, what happened to your wife? In that video, like, I was wearing my ring the whole time. She's still here. Come on. Do you think I'd be filming that video if I got divorced? Y'all crazy, man. Not as crazy as these sandwiches. Just picked up some of that oregano. And now that I'm trying to analyze this a little bit more, this one I didn't put salt on it, but I believe the rest of them do have salt added on. I've just never thought about that as something to put on a sandwich. I don't know if I necessarily taste that individual ingredient standing out on some of these compared to this, but I definitely taste everything else, the oregano, vinegar, olive oil, stuff like that. The olive oil, super subtle, but you can taste it. And so 2.5 regulars is perfect for me. This is not even on the same level of the sandwiches I get from Subway and Quiznos, but is it better than Jimmy John's? I mean, that is the true question. Ah, man, that's tough. I think just the X factor might have to be this. I don't see Jimmy John's with a mighty fine chili cheesesteak. If I could order this again, I would definitely explore. I've never had a chicken cheesesteak in my life, so I'd definitely explore like some of their other cheesesteak options. Maybe I should have gotten a chicken cheesesteak now that I think about it, but I would say just this alone will set it over that edge. If this was bogus and it's like, oh, you're really a cold cut sandwich spot masquerading as a sandwich spot that sells Philly cheesesteaks too, then maybe not. Like if this is bogus, this might shift things in favor of Jimmy John's, but, oh, and it's hard to say after just one video, but I think this is the X factor, and I wouldn't eat this so badly, but I'm gonna give it to my wife. Anyway, it's not the #1 spot. I heard Firehouse is good. I heard Potbelly's is good, so we'll see. It might get dethroned, but for now, I'm saying out. Thanks for watching. Catch you in the next video. Peace.